They attempted to ban Juneteenth. Although they initially succeeded, public outcry forced them to reinstate it. Let that sink in. The very holiday that marks the end of slavery in the United States, our collective acknowledgement of freedom, was targeted for removal. When this move faced significant backlash, it was reversed. But here's the reality. It wasn't brought back out of respect. It was reinstated because people spoke out and communities refused to stay silent. So, let me ask the obvious question. How can anyone trust that? When something is only valued under pressure, it isn't truly valued at all. This issue goes beyond just a holiday. It reflects a pattern of erasing, ignoring, and undermining Black history. A pattern of token gestures instead of real change. When Juneteenth is treated like a bargaining chip rather than a solemn, powerful reminder of liberation, we have every right to be skeptical. Trust doesn't come from empty words or temporary decisions. Trust is built on action, honesty, and consistency. When a group shows that it is willing to silence truth, erase progress, and only reverse course when forced to, trust isn't broken. It was never there to begin with. So what do? We stay alert. We stay vocal. We protect what matters. Juneteenth is more than just a date on the calendar. It is a reminder of what we've overcome and what still needs to be defended. And no, we won't forget the attempts to take it away. We remember, we watch, and we keep holding those in power accountable. Juneteenth isn't just a celebration, it's a reminder of how far we've come and how far we still have to go. But let's be clear, this journey isn't about merging into someone else's dream. It's about building our own. Too often, we are told that progress means being included, accepted into someone else's boardroom, someone else's system, and defined by someone else's standards of success. But what if our vision doesn't fit into theirs? What if our liberation doesn't look like their idea of equality? This is what I mean. We don't need to blend in. We need to build out. Look at the Jewish community. After surviving genocide, they did not turn back to the Nazis or seek to fit into their system. They built new structures, new economies, and new communities. They created something that could stand on its own. We must do the same. We don't need validation to create value, and we don't need permission to pursue power. Juneteenth should push us to celebrate, yes, but also to reflect, not just on where we came from, but on where we are going, and more importantly, on whose future we are building. Not one based on fitting in, but one based on standing up, standing on our ideas, our own culture, and our principles, making them strong enough to stand, even when the world turns its back. That's the kind of freedom Juneteenth should inspire. Not borrowed dreams, but original, unshakable ones. This message is for Africans, Africans in the Caribbean, Africans in the Americas, Africans in Europe, Africans on the continent. Not the part-time Africans, the ones who don culture like a costume, or those who are African only on the outside. This is for the ones who truly know, the ones who feel the blood memory in their bones, the ones who carry the weight of history in their walk, those who see Africa not as a place to escape, but as a foundation to build upon. Juneteenth is not just an American story, it is a Black story, a global African story, because the chains didn't only fall in Galveston, they fell in Haiti, in Jamaica, in Ghana. They are still falling in the minds of our people today. Yet, far too many of us are still chasing someone else's vision. We ask to be included at tables that were never built for us. We continue to define success through the eyes of those who once enslaved us. But we are not meant to fit in. We are meant to rise. We don't need another person's idea of freedom. We don't need another person's blueprint for success. We need our own, our systems, our institutions, our dreams. Just like others have turned tragedy into unity and pain into power, we too must stop asking for a seat and start building the house. This message is not for performance. It's not for fashionable Pan-Africans or those who remember their roots only when it's profitable. This is for the committed, the grounded, those who understand that our liberation is not a slogan, it's a lifetime assignment. Being African is not an accessory. It is an identity, a responsibility, a mission. If we truly honor Juneteenth, not as a moment of freedom, but as a call to purpose, we must stop merging into broken systems and start building our own world. Because we can, and we must.